Hi guys, we'll do the embargo today for the Sundays, which will be at 10:30 on Saturday evening, please. Any questions in Spanish will take just before the embargo. You got the mics?
Pep, good afternoon. All your supporters are very concerned about Vincent. Can you give us an update, please, on his injury?
Good afternoon. It's not bad. It's not as bad as we thought. I think he will be ready for the next fixtures, but we will know exactly tomorrow.
Was it a calf strain? There was a lot of speculation.
Yeah, had a problem, but I think it's not a big issue. Fortunately, he can be soon ready to help us.
In terms of the big transfer news of the week, the Van Dijk move to Liverpool has captured all the headlines. If you ever have to replace any of your central defenders, is that the sort of money that you would be prepared to pay? 75 million?
No, I'm not a guy about the money. So only I know. So Liverpool took an amazing player, a central defender. Van Dijk is an exceptional central defender. And always the price we will see in the future. Sometimes the cheaper players are more expensive than the expensive players. If he played 6, 7, 8 years with a high level, will be cheap. If played not good, will be expensive. John Stones, when came here, said, "Oh, it's too expensive. Now it's too cheap." So always depends of the value of what happened on the pitch.
And a win for you on Sunday takes you to 19 successive wins and equals the record that you achieved with Bayern in 2014. Just wondered how much satisfaction you're getting in this job compared to the jobs you did at Bayern and at Barcelona.
Always here talk about the numbers and the breakers and the records, and that is a consequence what we do on the pitch. So I'm not here to comment about the record because it's simple to say yes or not, we break it or not, but that is not counts. Counts is what we have to do against Crystal Palace, about what we have to do against these 4 amazing strikers they have. For themselves, they can create big chances. I'm really impressed what Zaha is able to do. When Zaha was not on the pitch, Crystal Palace could not win. So the first 9 games, 0 points. Zaha was not there the moment he came in. So the team changed. He's a guy who's, for himself, he can turn the game. He won a lot of points for himself. So it's Zaha's part is complicated. That is when I have to concern the last hours, the previous hours, today and this afternoon, tomorrow, to win another game, and after we'll see. But sooner or later we're going to draw points, to lose, and we're going to see how we react in that moment.
But how close are City getting to those previous clubs that you've managed in terms of standards?
Well, it's not compare. We cannot compare because we were in Barcelona for years, 3 years in Munich. Now here is my 2nd season, so we didn't win not even one title. So we cannot compare about that to other clubs. So the clubs that have a history behind, not just in terms of titles, much more than here. So just to be calm and focus what we have to do tomorrow, day after tomorrow. That is the only I'm concerned like a manager.
Pep, you've spoken there about the difference that Wilfried Zaha has made to Crystal Palace. When you look at Crystal Palace now compared to the team you took on, which was right at the start of Roy Hodgson's reign, what difference do you see in that side?
Well, so yesterday I saw the game. So Crystal Palace, the team like, of course, it's not easy, never easy to play against Arsenal. When Arsenal dominate the game, when they control the game, because they have a lot of talent in the middle, they have the big quality in the short passes and the pass and move. It's not easy to control them, but how they react in the second half, especially in the beginning, and always again. So in the last minutes they can score. So 3-2, and the last action is for them. So they have this talent. So they happen against Watford, they happen against Bournemouth, they happen many. It's not, oh, it was a lucky day. No, it happened 2 or 3 or 4 times because they have the talent. So it's not necessary to play in a high level, Crystal Palace, to create the problems. So the game in Selhurst Park, in that moment against Crystal Palace, if you don't win 3-0 or a distance for 3 goals, everything can happen until the end. And that's why I said to the players just quick after the game in Newcastle. So be ready, guys. So still focus, because we have a tough game next 31st in Selhurst Park, because they are a team who can create a lot of things for themselves.
You said about Vincent's situation before. Are there any other sort of players available? Maybe John Stones, David Silva. What's their situations?
We'll see tomorrow. John is much better. Yesterday made the first complete first training session with the team, and I think he's not ready for 90 minutes, but he's back in the team. I think for the next games will be fit. So, and of course it's a huge news for us, because we have a Superman in the team. So Nicolas Otamendi helped us absolutely. Without Nico, it would have not been possible what we have done. So everybody speak about a lot of players like Raheem, like Kevin, like David, like Sergio, and they deserve it. But if I would like to point some player who deserve all the respect, is what we have done until now is Nico. Nico have been amazing, because he's a guy, even with pain, even with problems in the ankle, in the knee, in the back, always fight, always one of the hugest competitors I ever seen in my life. And it was so important. I cannot imagine the situation we are in that moment in terms of the table, in terms of the way we played without him. It would have been impossible.
And David Silva, Pat?
Still, we will see. We will see the next days.
Pep, up here. Up here.
Sorry.
Hey. Yeah, ahead of the Bournemouth game, you were talking about the referees needing to protect players with dangerous tackles. And just ask your thoughts on a couple of those challenges at Newcastle, particularly on Gundogan in the first half.
Yeah, we were lucky again.
Is he okay? Is he?
Yeah.
And it's 12 months since he suffered that injury. Do you feel like he's back to his very best at the moment? Yeah,
definitely. So he played 120 minutes in the extra time in Leicester, and after play again 90 minutes, I think so, play again. So now take a regular, game by game. That is the best test. So when you have a player, he has able to play 4, 5, 6 games in a row, that means a lot. This is the strongest players. They are able to play, and is back. For a long time didn't happen, and hopefully can maintain that level. So last season we missed him a lot, and that's why he helped us a lot. He's on the pitch.
Hi Pep. Vincent has announced today that he's achieved a master's degree in business administration from university. How good is it to see a player doing something so constructive?
That's top. The career for the football player is short. They don't know that. Sometimes we explain that, but it's too short. You have 22 years old, and immediately you have 32. And the career is over. And after, when you retire with 33, 34, 35, 36, you have still a lot of life to live. And you have to do something. You have to prepare. And it's important. It's clever. So it does happen, congratulations, because you have to prepare. I mean, while you're playing football, you have to prepare for the future. What do you like? I don't know. Photographer, journalist, it doesn't matter. But you have to prepare. Because after that, manager, it doesn't matter. But after that, you cannot be at home. And that's a good sign from Vince. Real good.
Pep, this year, you and your family bought the apartment in the city centre. How much are you enjoying living and working in Manchester?
No, good question. Yeah, that's good. I bought an apartment because I have to live in some place. And I'm happy to live in the city. It happened the same when I was football playing in Roma, in Brescia, and in Munich. So I prefer to live in the city and be with the people.
It feels like it's quite a big commitment from you, though, to buy a place. It seems like a commitment that you might be after.
It happened the same in Munich. I bought the same an apartment, and he as well. And the commitment was the same last season when I didn't win. So it looks like the commitment higher because we won, but the commitment last season was the same because the last season bought the apartment, not that season. So just arrived. So I think nothing changed. Rent an apartment or buy an apartment is the way I want to work, or I try to live my profession.
Hi, Pep. Just on Nico, he's obviously had a huge transformation this season. Did you have to do a lot of work with him over the summer? I know in the book that Marty Perronel wrote about your time at Bayern Munich, you worked a lot with the centre-backs in that first season. Is that something similar you had to do with Nico in the last few months to get him from last season's performances to this season's?
Well, central defenders in our team is not easy to play 40 meters, in front, defending a lot of space behind. They have to make a help us to the build up, so they don't have to just be worried in defending. So it's so demanding. But this kind of thing only happens when you are brave, you have courage, you have a huge personality to try to do. Even the people thought we were not able to do this kind of things, when they believe it's good for the team, it's good for himself, they try it. And right now, he's reading the situations to where are the spaces to pass the ball amazingly. So I'm really impressed. So because it's not for now, it's for 18 months working together and a lot of meetings, a lot of talkings about that is a good decision, what is a way, what do you have to do when the opponent jam, when they have to do when the opponent doesn't jam. So where are the spaces in front and runs in behind? And he's reading really, really well. So I am so happy for him, so happy because he deserves all my respect, all our respect, what we have done.
He pretty much does everything, doesn't he? Because he's obviously your main guy in the air for long balls. But like against Huddersfield, for example, he was basically playing as a midfielder.
Yeah.
So have you had many defenders like that who can do all of that? Is he up there with the rest of them?
Yeah, many. Yeah, we insist a lot. In Barcelona, we had Rafa Marquez, we had Gerard Piqué, and at the end, Vidal, Carlos Puyol as well. They did it, and in Bayern with Jerome Boateng, Holger Badstuber, Kimi Jalaba. They were able to do that. Yeah, everybody can do that. It's just to convince them is not so complicated that the people can believe. And after that is training, process. Sometimes you need more time than the other ones. But at the end, now he's so clever. In the terms, he's a guy who has the most admire the most is the fact when one guy has these skills. For example, John Stone to do that is easy for him. But what I credit the most and I admire the most is the fact maybe it's not his strength point, and he tried and he do it. He does it, and that is wow. That is chapeau.
And just a quick one, Fabian Delph as well. He didn't play in the week. Is he going to be fit?
Yeah, he was not fit from Newcastle. It's much better. Yesterday could not training. Today is off. We'll see tomorrow how that's feelings, because this is quite similar case from Vincent. He knows his body, their body better than the other ones. And when say I'm ready, okay, you can be calm. When say still I not feel good, it's better. Don't put it on the pitch.
You hadn't won any trophies when you took over as Barcelona coach. You won 3 in your first year. At what point in that season did you start to think you had a team that could win trophies?
In December, never thought in Barcelona we can win a title. It's the same like this. So, okay, we are in good position in the terms of what we have done, because we are in the second leg and still we didn't lose one game. But in December, you cannot thinking about too much far away. So I think it's not good for the players, for the managers, to think about there. So we have here close in 3 days. We have 6 points, 2 games. So focus on that, and that is the best advice I can give to my players.
In terms of the belief that the players need, is it better to think that they can lose a game, or that they won't?
We don't. I speak many times with the player. We're going to lose the game. And the important is how we will react. That the problem is not lose the games; it's how you react, and immediately you win again. That is the most important thing in that league and all the leagues when you want to win the titles. So the problem will be news. Okay, finally by Manchester City lose 1 game. That will not be a big news. The big news is to win again immediately. That is what I am concerned when I'm thinking in the future. So because I insist many times on the players as well. I said here as well. So that is unreal. That is not normal, and we're going to drop points. And that is when I want to see my team.
Pep, although you're well clear of everybody else in the league, how important is for you to strengthen in the January window Do you still want to bring players in?
No, I'm so happy the players I have, and I'm convinced. I don't know what's going to happen, so I don't know. So of course, maybe in the position for the situation from Vincent, what happened in John Stones, that happened. So we cannot forget Mangala. Vince helped us a lot. So he played against United the last 30 minutes, helped us a lot in the long balls against Lukaku. He played against Tottenham here and played outstanding. So if I have to live with the rest of the season, the players, with the young players, we are going to live with that. But of course, we think about if we had problems, and we have problems, what we have to do. We have players enough, because we are still in 4 competitions and it's so demanding. So the December have been so tough, but in January maybe it's tougher. And after February arrives the Champions League, so that's why we're going to think about it during that process.
Hola, doncs Pep, faig una mica de balanç d'aquest 2017, si no per fer tu. L'any va començar amb un dels resultats més durs que has viscut aquí. Un dels primers partits va ser el 4-0 contra l'Everton a Goodison Park, i dels moments durs com el partit de l'Everton i el del Mónaco o el de l'Arsenal a la Copa, vist en perspectiva, què creus que aneu tard d'aquests moments durs?
Quan tu perds 4-0 és perquè no érem suficientment bons. No crec massa en les causalitats. Sí que ens van fer 2 gols en 2 minuts, però no... Quan l'any passat no vam guanyar és perquè no érem suficientment bons. És simple com això. El partit de la Copa el podíem haver guanyat com el vam perdre, no hi va massa diferència. L'important és que dintre el que cap, durant aquests any i mig que portem junts, fora a casa hem sigut un equip increïble, hem perdut molt pocs punts, cosa que abans de venir a Anglaterra tothom deia que fora a casa era impossible guanyar, o era molt difícil guanyar la forma que volíem jugar, i és el contrari, és quan entrem més punts que no pas a casa. I hem mantingut el nivell de l'any passat, l'únic que a casa hem millorat molt, i aquesta és la diferència respecte a l'any passat.
So, doing a balance of the 2017 for your team, it started with a tough defeat against Everton 4-0. You have some tough moments along the year, but what did you learn about those tough moments you had in 2017? Well, when you lose 4-0 against any team, you realize that you aren't, or we weren't good enough. I don't believe in luck or in casualty. It's just we didn't win because we weren't good enough. It's as simple as that. And what matters, what is important for me, it's that in this year and a half playing away, we have been playing as an incredible team. We dropped a few points playing away, and we won the way we wanted to play. And this season, we kept the same level playing away, and especially at home, we've been stronger. We've won many points, and that's making the difference this season.
I te'n faig un altre, Pep. I si d'aquesta temporada, si em destacaries més les victòries més èpiques contra Bournemouth o contra Southampton, o les més exuberants potser contra Tottenham o contra Stoke?
No, totes són importants, totes ho són. És a dir, guanyar Bournemouth t'ajuda a guanyar el Liverpool, que va ser el partit abans. Si haguéssim no guanyat el Bournemouth, probablement 10 dies d'International Break en els caps de tots nosaltres haguessin tret més dubtes i probablement no haguessin guanyat 5-0 al Liverpool. Tot ajuda. Per tenir el que hem fet fins ara necessites bones actuacions i actuacions que no estàs bé guanyar-les, i el punt de sort amb altres que hem tingut guanyant els últims minuts, que fent el mateix podíem no haver guanyat, com a Bournemouth, com a Southampton.
And also making a balance of this season, what do you highlight more, the wins against Bournemouth or Southampton in the last minute, or maybe more brilliant performances against Tottenham or Liverpool, for instance? What matters the most for you? Well, all of them, all the wins are important, because, for example, when we beat Bournemouth at the beginning of the season, it helped us later on to beat Liverpool and did that amazing performance. And maybe if we hadn't win against Bournemouth, with the international break in between, we would have more doubts, and maybe we haven't won against Liverpool 5-0. So all the good performance help, and also when you have maybe not that brilliant days, it's also important to win as well and help you continue winning.
Okay, guys, in Embargo, please